English learners. Welcome back to Mr. Daily English Podcast, your warm and friendly place to learn real, natural English through everyday conversations. I'm Amelia.
And I'm Michael. So wonderful to be here with you again today, friends. Amelia, how are you feeling today?
I am feeling absolutely wonderful, Michael. And I have to say, today's topic is one that I am genuinely passionate about. Because today, we are talking about something that so many English learners experience, but very few people talk about honestly.
That is right, because today we are answering one of the most common and most painful questions we receive from our listeners every single week.
And that question is, why is my English not improving? I study every day. I watch English videos. I listen to podcasts. I do exercises. But I still feel stuck. I still feel like I am not getting better. Why?
And the honest answer, the real answer that most people are not telling you, is that studying English and improving your English are not the same thing. You can study for hours every day and still make almost no real progress if you're making the wrong kinds of efforts.
Today, we are going to give you 10 real, honest reasons why your English might not be improving. And for every single reason, we are going to give you a specific, practical fix that you can implement immediately.
No vague advice, no generic tips, real reasons, real fixes, starting today.
This is going to be one of our most honest and most valuable episodes ever. So get your notebook ready. Let's go.
Reason number 1. And this is honestly the biggest one. You are consuming English, but you are not producing it.
What does that mean exactly?
It means you are spending all your time watching English videos, listening to English podcasts, reading English articles, and very little or no time actually speaking English or writing English.
And the problem is, consuming English and producing English use completely different parts of your brain. You can become an excellent passive understander of English while still being unable to produce a single natural sentence when you need to.
Think about it this way. Reading about swimming for years does not teach you to swim. You have to get in the water. You have to produce. You have to output.
The fix is to balance your input and your output. For every 30 minutes of English you consume, spend at least 10 minutes producing. Speak out loud. Write sentences, record yourself, have conversations. Start producing English every single day. Reason number 2. You are spending too much time studying grammar rules and not enough time actually using the language in real situations.
This is so common. People spend hours memorizing tenses, rules, exceptions, charts, and then they still cannot have a simple, natural conversation because they have never actually practiced using the language in context.
Native speakers do not think about grammar rules when they speak. They just speak, because through years of using the language, the correct forms became automatic.
And that automaticity, that natural, effortless, correct usage only comes from using the language, not from studying it.
The fix is to spend less time on grammar charts and more time on real conversations. Use grammar naturally in sentences, in context, in real situations. Your brain learns grammar by using it, not by memorizing rules about it.
Reason number 3. You are not practicing speaking out loud every single day.
This one sounds obvious, but you'd be amazed how many people study English for years, mostly in silence, reading silently, listening passively, writing occasionally, but almost never speaking out loud.
And speaking English is a physical skill as much as a mental one. Your mouth, your tongue, your breath control, your rhythm, these all need to be trained, and they can only be trained by actually speaking.
The fix is to speak English out loud every single day, even if it's just to yourself. Narrate your morning routine. Talk about what you see around you. Describe your day out loud. Even 5 minutes of speaking out loud every morning will make a significant difference within weeks.
Reason number 7. You are still translating from your native language into English in your head instead of thinking directly in English.
This is one of the most significant barriers to fluency. When you translate, you add an extra mental step between the thought and the word, and that extra step creates the hesitation, the unnatural rhythm, and the vocabulary gaps that make your English feel forced and stilted.
The fix is to start training yourself to think in English directly. Begin with simple everyday things. When you see a cup, think cup in English. When you feel tired, think I am tired in English. When you make plans, make them in English inside your head. Start small and build gradually. Over time, your brain will start defaulting to English automatically.
Reason number 5, you are not getting enough real, authentic English.
There's a difference between studying English and immersing yourself in real, authentic English. Textbook English is often very different from the English real native speakers actually use in their daily lives.
And if all your input comes from textbooks and grammar exercises, you're learning a version of English that is technically correct, but sounds unnatural and old-fashioned to native speakers.
The fix is to surround yourself with real, authentic English every single day. Watch real English films and TV shows without subtitles or with English subtitles only. Listen to English podcasts made for native speakers. Read English articles, books, and social media in real, natural English. The more real, authentic English you absorb, the more naturally you will speak.
Amelia, let us pause here for a moment because I think it's worth having a real, honest conversation about these first 5 reasons. Have you experienced any of them yourself?
Honestly, Michael, I have experienced almost all of them at some point in my English learning journey. The one that held me back the longest was definitely reason number 4, translating instead of fibbing in English.
Really? Tell me more about that.
For years, every time I wanted to say something in English, I would think it in my own language first, then translate it, then say it. And by the time I finished translating, the conversation had moved on. I always felt 2 steps behind.
That's such a relatable experience. What changed it for you?
I started keeping an internal monologue in English. Everything I was thinking, I would try to think in English, even badly, even with mistakes, even with gaps, just thinking directly in English without going through my native language first.
And how long did it take before it started feeling natural?
Honestly, about 3 months of consistent practice. It felt very unnatural and effortful at first, but gradually it became easier. And then one day, I realized I was thinking in English without even trying. It had become automatic.
That's exactly what we want for everyone listening today. Not immediate perfection, just consistent practice that eventually becomes automatic. Let's continue with our remaining 5 reasons. Reason number 6. You are afraid of making mistakes, and that fear is stopping you from speaking and practicing.
This is one of the most painful and most common barriers to English improvement. The fear of sounding foolish, the fear of saying the wrong word, the fear of people judging your mistakes.
And that fear, completely understandable as it is, creates a devastating cycle. You are afraid to speak because you might make mistakes, but because you don't speak, you never get the practice that would reduce your mistakes, so you stay stuck forever.
The fix is to reframe your relationship with mistakes completely. Mistakes are not failures, they're feedback. They're signposts showing you exactly where to direct your practice next. Every single mistake you make in English is making you better as long as you notice it, understand it, and correct it.
The English learners who improve the fastest are not the ones who make the fewest mistakes. They're the ones who are brave enough to make the most mistakes and learn from every single one.
Reason number 7, you are not being consistent. You study intensively for a few days, then you stop for a week, then you start again, then you stop again.
And this on and off approach is one of the most effective ways to ensure you never actually improve, because language learning requires consistent, regular practice to stick in your long-term memory.
Think about what happens when you don't use a skill for a week. You get rusty. And language learning is exactly the same. The brain prioritizes the things you use regularly and lets go of the things you don't.
English is a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, like brushing your teeth, not something you do when you feel motivated, something you do every single day, no matter what. Even 10 to 15 minutes of focused daily practice will produce dramatically better results than 2 hours once a week. Reason number 8, you are staying in your comfort zone. You are only using English in situations where you already feel comfortable and confident.
And the problem with staying in your comfort zone is it feels good, it feels safe, but comfort zones do not produce growth. They produce stagnation.
If you only ever read English content you already understand easily, you will not improve your reading. If you only have conversations about topics you already know well, you will not improve your conversational range. Growth only happens at the edge of your current ability.
The fix: deliberately and regularly push outside your comfort zone. Read content that is slightly above your level. Have conversations about topics that challenge you. Watch content that is slightly too fast. Write about subjects you have never written about before. The slight discomfort you feel is called learning.
Reason number 9. You have no clear, specific goals for your English learning. You are studying without direction.
And without direction, all roads lead nowhere. When you do not know specifically what you are trying to achieve, it is impossible to know whether you are making progress, and it is impossible to design a practice routine that actually moves you forward.
Many people say, I want to improve my English, but that is not a goal. That is a wish. A goal is specific. A goal is measurable. A goal has a deadline.
The fix: set specific, measurable goals for your English learning. Instead of, I want to improve my English, try, I want to be able to have a 10-minute conversation about current events without hesitation by the end of this month. Or, I want to watch a 30-minute English documentary without subtitles and understand at least 80% by the end of this quarter.
Specific goals give you direction. They give you something to measure your progress against, and they give you the incredible feeling of achievement when you reach them.
And reason number 10, you are learning new things, but you are not reviewing them. You are not consolidating what you have already learned.
And this is actually one of the most scientifically documented causes of slow language progress. It's called the forgetting curve. Without regular review, your brain forgets approximately 70% of what you learn within 24 hours and 90% within a week.
So if you learn 10 new vocabulary words today and never review them, by next week you will have forgotten 9 of them, and all that learning time will have been almost completely wasted.
The fix: build regular review into your English practice. Review new vocabulary after 1 day, then after 3 days, then after 1 week, then after 2 weeks. This spaced repetition technique dramatically increases how much you retain long term. Use flashcard apps, keep a vocabulary journal, write new phrases in sentences, use them in conversations. The more ways you engage with new language, the deeper it goes.
Michael, let us have a final, honest conversation, pulling everything together. If someone is listening right now and recognizing themselves in several of these reasons, what would you say to them?
The first thing I would say is do not be hard on yourself. Every single one of these mistakes is incredibly common. You have not been failing. You've just been using strategies that do not produce the results you want. And now you know better.
That is such an important perspective. Knowing is the first step, but then you have to act on what you know. What would your first recommendation be for someone who wants to start making real progress today?
Pick one reason from today's list, just one, the one that resonates most strongly with you, the one where you think, yes, that's me, that's my biggest problem, and implement the fix for that one reason consistently for the next 30 days.
Just one reason, just one fix for 30 days.
Exactly, because trying to fix everything at once is overwhelming, and overwhelm leads to inaction. But fixing one thing consistently, that leads to real, measurable progress, and real progress builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence, and confidence builds fluency.
It all starts with one decision, one change, one consistent step in the right direction.
And you have everything you need to take that step right now, today, after this episode.
So which reason resonated most strongly with you today? Go to the comments and tell us. We are reading every single one.
And that's everything for today's powerful episode of Mr. Daily English Podcast.
10 real reasons why your English might not be improving, 10 specific practical fixes, all in one episode.
Now, before you go, we have a challenge for you. Comment below right now and tell us which of the 10 reasons resonated most strongly with you today. Which one felt most like you?
Be honest, we're a safe and supportive community here, and your honesty might just help someone else who is feeling exactly the same way.
And if today's episode gave you clarity, if it helped you understand why you've been feeling stuck, please give this video a big like right now. That one tap helps this message reach thousands more English learners who are stuck right now and don't know why. So please tap that like button. It means everything to us.
And please share this episode with a friend who is learning English, because sometimes the most valuable thing you can give someone is the honest truth about why they aren't progressing and a clear path forward.
If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that red subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell, because every single week we bring you brand new real English conversations and honest, practical insights just like today.
And next week, we have something really special coming. We're going to teach you how to have a full, natural English conversation from beginning to end, how to start confidently, how to keep it flowing naturally, and how to close it gracefully. That's one episode you absolutely cannot miss.
So subscribe now, turn on the bell, and we'll see you there.
Until then, take good care of yourself.
Pick your one reason, apply your one fix, and do it consistently for 30 days.
Because 30 days from now, you'll look back and realize that that was the moment everything started to change.
Keep going, keep growing, and never stop believing in your English journey. See you next week.
We believe in every single one of you completely. See you in the next episode.